Rasher Chronicles, number 8. Wheelies at Taco Bell. So it was the summer of 1998. It was a Saturday night. We were at my friend Damon's house, Damon McFarland. And I'm going to say right now, typically I try to avoid saying names to protect the guilty, not the innocent. And but tonight, we all guilty. So they're all coming out. So we were at Damon's house. We both rode CBR 900s. I rode a 93, red, white, and blue. He rode a 94, red, white, and black. And we spent a lot of time at his house riding. I pretty much lived at his house at that point in time. It was a Saturday, and our friend Sparky come over saying that his clutch was slipping, and that he had gone and bought a new clutch and wanted us to replace it. And Damon and I were more than happy to oblige, because the reason why his clutch was slipping was because our clutches were slipping too. So without him knowing it, we had taken part of his clutch out of his bike, put them in our bikes, so we could do wheelies a little bit better. We did this frequently. Sparky had money, we didn't. So that's what we did. Well, that day Sparky came over midday, asked us to change them out, and we did. Damon and I had just learned from our friend Martin Watkins how to bead blast our steels. Actually, no, you know what? Martin was the one who told us about it, but we went out to Bradley's work to go do it. So we hijacked Sparky's clutch again. I took the steels. Damon took the fabric, the fibers, and we sanded them down, smoothed them out, and man, later that night when we got the bikes put back together, Sparky went out there and he rode, and he was all happy, rode a little wheelie and stuff. And then I pulled out there on Alpine Road, and where Damon lived, he lived kind of close, maybe an eighth mile to this main road, four lanes wide. And I pulled down past this church and down to a gas station, turned around, and I came past, and right about before I got to the church, I raised it up in a wheelie in first gear, and right at the church I hit second gear, and right when I was passing Damon's house I hit third gear, and I just remember going and hitting fourth gear and going, and then I hit fifth gear, and I am terrified because I am way over 130 miles an hour on one wheel, and the rear end starts to walk. And I'd never ridden a wheelie that fast before. I just shut her down. Put it down, turned around, came back to the house. Everybody was out front. Jason, Bobo, Leslie, Damon's younger sister was out there. Sparky was out front. Joe Golf, Rick Eckert may have been there. I mean, there were all these people standing out front. And when I pulled in, I was glowing. I mean, I was like, "This is the greatest wheelie I'd ever done." And when I pull in, they're all sitting there leaned up against the car talking like they don't know what I did. I'm like, "Y'all, did y'all just see that wheelie?" And they're, no. I remember Jason Bobo just standing there, just, no, what are you talking about? No, y'all mess with me all the time. This time, I know y'all saw it, and it just took Jason cracking a smile. He goes, "Yeah, we saw it, dude. That was awesome." And it was. It was a really good wheelie. So Damon and I got all fancied up, and everybody went and did what we always did. We went and rode the loop. And that was the thing to do. Any movie you've ever seen growing up where they're out there cruising on the loop, that was us. So Damon and I headed up there. And we always rode together. I mean, we had these matching bikes, and when we cruised down, we didn't match clothes and stuff, but these bikes we rode side by side like chips, And so as we came up to the red light, where we always hung out was a Taco Bell. And across the street from it was a Red Lobster, and it was this big parking lot where Taco Bell was. There was a Hastings and an Albertsons, and this Taco Bell, where on Friday and Saturday nights they had a lot of people there. I mean, a whole lot of people. They had to have security inside Taco Bell to keep people, from acting a fool. So Damon and I pull up to this red light, and we look down to the parking lot, and it's full. And I'll be honest, every single time that Damon and I had ever pulled up to that red light next to each other, every time he outrode a wheelie. He would pull one up and he could ride it, and he'd pull them up in second gear. He'd just slip the clutch, and he could pull them up and he'd ride them in second gear. For pretty good ways, he could ride them in second gear, but he couldn't change gears. Well, I learned how to change gears. And my clutches, bad boys were grabbing. So we're sitting at that red light, and I'm thinking to myself, tonight's my night. Light changes, and Damon and I look at each other. I mean, still to this day, remember looking at each other, and we both nodded like, yep, it's on. We pulled through that red light, and Damon goes through first gear pretty quick, and then he hits second, pulls it up, and I'm watching him. Oh, it was good. I was like, man, that's a pretty wheelie, Damon. And I was like, I did what I did. I like to roll on the throttle. I like to give it a little bit of gas, and then I'd let off the throttle. I'd get up to about 6,000 or 7,000 RPMs, and then I'd come off the gas, and then I would just snap that throttle. It'd just rack the RPMs, and it'd pull the front end right up on that CBR. So I pull it right up, and I'm looking at Damon to make sure he's good. He's clear. We're not even close to each other. He's riding his wheelie. I see him going in front of Taco Bell. Everybody's looking, and I can feel myself hitting second gear up in the air, and I'm like, here it is. Nice. Here we go. Third gear. Nice. Here we go. Fourth gear. Nice. She didn't move. Going downhill is beautiful on a wheelie when you hit it just right. And that's how the loop was right in front of Taco Bell. It's a little downhill grade. So I'm up in the air. Fourth gear, I stretch that baby all the way out. I put it down. I have to hook a left into the old Lowe's building. So I pull into there, and I turn around. And as I'm coming back towards Taco Bell, I hit first gear again. I pull it up into another wheelie. First gear, second gear, little bit of third gear, put it down. I'm pulling in. I see Damon has already pulled down into the parking lot. He's like right in the middle of pulling down into Taco Bell. And I see my friend Ashley Dover. She's like right at the corner of Taco Bell. She's standing there and she's like waving at us. Like, y'all are my hero. That was the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my whole life. And I'm sitting there in my helmet going, you are damn right. It was amazing. It was beautiful. So I pulled down in the parking lot, and then I realized she wasn't saying it was beautiful. She was saying, hey, jackass, there's a cop in the parking lot, and I'm trying to tell you, you need to go the other direction. But I didn't listen or pay attention to that, so I pulled down to the parking lot, and out steps between two cars as traffic's going like this, cop. He goes, license and fucking registration. Fuck! Up until this point in time, I had never pulled over for a cop. Not once. Didn't realize that you had an option to pull over when cops turn on the lights. I thought that meant go. I thought that was like, oh, the heat is on. No. No, they actually want you to pull over. And so he wasn't even in his car. That's why I never saw him standing there saying, license and fucking registration. That's exactly what he said. So I'm like, all right. I pull over. Damon's already pulled over. He's taking off his helmet. I'm taking off mine. And this guy is just letting Damon and I have it. You guys think y'all own the loot? You better get those helmets off. You better pull your insurance. Better be current. I mean, he is just going. He calmed down a little bit. We didn't say much back. We were in the wrong. I mean, we were the ones doing fourth gear wheelies down the loop. So as Tatum's sitting here writing tickets to us, granted, this dude was off duty, being paid by Hastings parking lot to sit up there and tell kids not to hang out in the loot in the parking lot, or if they were, make sure they're not fighting. So this guy is sitting there actually writing us a ticket while he's off duty. While he's writing the ticket, he goes, "So which one of you guys pulled that up second?" So I did. Why? How fast were you going when you put that thing down? Man, I'm not going to tell you that. You're going to add that to my ticket? Really? I'm not. Tatum goes, "That's right." Tommy Tatum goes, "No, I'm not going to add that to your ticket. I'm just giving you a ticket for exhibition of acceleration. I'm not even giving you reckless endangerment because, how fast are you going when you put that down?" I don't know. I wasn't looking at the speedometer. 130, 135, something like that. So man, I was up in the air long enough. My speedometer's on the front wheel. It wasn't going anymore. I put it down. He goes, "Jesus Christ, man, you guys are crazy." He goes, "Man, I ride motorcycles. Y'all are crazy." So I will say one thing, though. That was the prettiest wheelie I've ever seen. And I was like, "Oh, Damon, did you hear that? Did you hear that, Damon?" Because I like every time we do wheelies, Damon shows me up. We're both good at it. But I just wanted to win one time. I finally did. I was willing to take that cop to court, make him say that in court, just so it'd be on record. I loved it. Well, Tatum was not only was he a security cop, but he was a motorcycle cop. During the day, that's what he did, was he was a motorcycle cop for the city of Longview. And so he went home. He told us, he said, "Y'all stay right here. Y'all gotta be hanging out for a little while?" Like, yeah. I mean, suddenly, before he hated us, now we're suddenly cool, So he goes home and he brings back his police motorcycle bike. He wanted to show us his bag of tricks. We showed him ours. We go wheelies real fast. Tatum wanted to show us his skills. So he gets out in that parking lot and he starts doing these really cool little 360s. Not like burnouts or anything, but like really slow maneuvers. I was impressed. Damon and I both sitting there going, "Damn, man, that is impressive." And all of a sudden, Tatum wrecked that thing out in the parking lot. I'm not joking. Damon and I took off running like, oh my God, we didn't laugh, we didn't smile, we just ran over there real quick. Nobody saw it. It was late. And we were like, "Hey, Tatum, we'll help you pick it up." Tatum goes, No, I got it. They teach us in motorcycle school, you got to get this by yourself. If you're not strong enough to pick it up by yourself, you're not man enough to ride it. So, man, he goes to pick this Harley up, and it's a beast of a bike. Those motorcycle cops are heavy, and he may have blown every intestine he had out, but he got that bike back up on two wheels. I was impressed. Crazy thing is, what Damon wound up going to jail because of that ticket. He was, a couple of months later, he never paid it, and he was riding up on a loop, and those prick cops pulled him over, and Damon actually pulled over that time, and he went to jail for it. And last time I was in town, which it was 20 some odd years after the fact of getting that ticket, I heard one of my friends came up to me and said, "Hey man, I heard Tatum the other day. He is outside a restaurant and a bunch of guys were out there on motorcycles." And he walked up to him and goes, have y'all ever heard of a guy named Jeff Thrasher? And of course they said no. And he said, yeah, back in the day I was a motorcycle cop, and he rode the prettiest wheelie I've ever seen going down the loop one night. And then I wrote him a ticket for it. I guess I'm not the only one who still talks about wheelies 20-something years ago. Thrasher Chronicles, number 8. Wheelies outside Taco Bell.